So we were created integration, but we have not run the integration. Okay, let me test the integration. So how to test the integration? We need to activate the integration. So when we activate the integration, we have three options available. When we activate the integration, we have three options available. So when we activate the integration, we have three options available. So let's say so we have a production, audit, and debug. Okay, I will tell you production, audit, and debug. So basically, what will happen is if I mention the production, whenever you run the integration, each and every action from the integration, how the data flow going, how the payload coming, how the payload going, how the parameters passed, how the values are displaying. All the information you can see in the observability section. In the observability section, you can see the integration flow, execution flow, we can see in the observability section. So if you see all activities or all actions, activities or all action. What do you mean by activity or actions? I'll tell you that. So this is called one activity. This is another activity. So like that, n number of activities we are adding it. That is called activities or actions. Let me take the screenshot. So this is called activity or actions. So when you activate, so production means the integration execution flow in the observability section will stay in the 32 days. So you can track this integration run, whatever you are running, that you will see in the 32 days. So 32 days, the integration, whatever you are running, right? So that integration flow you can track in the next 32 days. When I mention the audit, the same thing will be happen, but it is only 8 days. It is only 8 days. So when you run the integration flow, the values, whatever you are passing, the parameters, payload, everything you can see in the observability section. Okay, so that we can see 32 days if you mention the production. So if you mention the audit, it will be 8 days. In activity stream, I will tell you what I mean by activity stream, observability section. Okay, I will show you when we run the integration. Debug. So the debug means the payload when you run the integration in the observability section. So whatever the actions you are executing, so that information you can see in the observability section within 24 hours. So within 24 hours only, within 24 hours only you can track that. So that is called debug. So production 32 days, audit 8 days, debug 24 hours. Understand, right? What is the difference between these three? So very, very important, guys. So what is mean by payload, and what is mean by activity stream, and what is mean by observability section, that you will understand in the next step. So normally usually in the real time, so when we are migrating this integration to higher instance, like production instance, then we will mention the production. So when you are moving the integration to UAT instance, then we will mention the auditor. So when you are developing the integration, then you can make the debug. So when you are migrating your integration to production, don't mention the debug. So when you are developing the integration, just mention the debug. So what do you mean by 8 days? What do you mean by 24 hours? What do you mean by 32 days? That I will explain in the next step. So what do you mean by payload and what do you mean by integration, execution flow, observability, everything I will tell you in the next step. Activate. Click on flow of the phase 2. So activated the integration. Okay. The integration activation successfully completed. Activate the integration. Activate the integration. So now, the integration, this is the URL, guys. So this is the URL of the integration. I will show you how to run also once again. So after activate, there is the option 3 dots run. Okay. So now, what is the parameter name? First name is the parameter name. So in the first name, so what I am going to pass, you can pass any name. So I am going to pass the name and start and run. So what will happen when you pass the value to this integration REST? This is called REST API. So this is the REST API, guys. So this is the REST API integration URL or REST API name. If you want to get the complete REST API URL, you can get the endpoint metadata. You can take the endpoint metadata. Copy this one. So this is the endpoint metadata. So we are going to pass the first name as a parameter to this REST endpoint. So how to pass? You can pass like this, Apple star and run. See now what is coming output? Hello, Apple star. So this is called integration activity stream. So an instance ID will be created. So this is the instance ID. So this is the integration tracing level debug. So when we activate the integration, it is asking integration tracing flow is debug, right? So now you will see every action from the integration. You will see the payload. This is called payload. So this is called payload. So this information you can see in the within the 24 hours. Why? Because why it will stay only in the 24 hours? Because we have mentioned the tracing level is debug when we activate the integration. So that is the reason it will stay 24 hours. So now we got the output and we pass the parameter. Now you are able to run the integration and you will be able to see the output also. But once you back, so this screen will not come, right? This screen you will not see, right? So this screen you will not see. So in this case, what you will do, you go here, observability section. So we are running the integration from the integration wherever you created the integration, right? But in the future today, after some time, I want to see this payload, how it has been executed. Then you can go to observability section, instances. Okay, yeah, go to the integrations. So this first integration you ran, right? So click on one. You will see the tracking identifier we mentioned, right? So the tracking identifier, what we have mentioned, input parameter name we have mentioned, so that it has been displayed here. You remember when we run the integration, we have mentioned the tracking identifier, right? So the tracking identifier, what we have mentioned, first name and the tracking identifier, so that you can see here. And if you want to see the payload, you can see from here. Click on this one. See, now it is showing all the green color, right? So for example, I want to see the payload of this one. So select this one, or you can select this one. Okay, so now you will see here. See now if I select the cursor, so it is highlighting, right? So if I put the cursor here, it is highlighting. That means the payload related to this one. For example, if I put the cursor this one, it will highlight here. If I put the cursor, here, it will highlight here. For example, if I put the cursor, it will be highlighted here. So this is the way you can see the payload of the integration execution flow. So someone will ask you in interview how to debug the integration. So what is the answer you can say? You can tell. So you can see the integration execution flow in the activity stream. Observability section. So observability section, go to the integration. So whichever integration you ran, right? So click on that integration. So there is a received. Click on this one, and here you can see this is called activity stream. This is called activity stream. So where the activity stream it will be available. So what the activity stream contains? The integration execution flow you can see. So if I put the cursor, so otherwise you can put the cursor here. So this payload coming from this one. In this flow, what we have configured, request and response. So that information you can see here. We have configured the template parameter name, request we have configured, and response we have configured. So all the information you can see here. And in the mapper, what you have done, so that information you can see here. And output, what it is coming. So if you click this one, so output what it is coming, that information you can see here. So what output you are seeing, that information you can see here. So we got the hello Apple star is the output. So that is the reply message. Understand or not? So once again, I will tell you this, all the steps. First, we need to activate the integration. How to activate the integration? So there is an option called activate. Because we already activated, that is the reason the activated mode is disabled. So once you press the run button, so it will ask the debug, production or audit, like that. We have options are there. Okay. So if you want to see the payload of the integration flow, so where you can see, so at the time of run, also you can see, or you can go to observability section, go to integration. So here also you can see the activity stream. So what is the purpose of activity stream? You want to see the integration flow, how it has been executed. So that is the purpose of activity stream. So what this flow, what is the purpose of this trigger? What is the purpose of this mapper? What is the purpose of this mapper? All the information you can see using this activity stream. So what output it has written? So what output it has written? That information you can see from here. If I put the cursor, it will show here. What information it has been written? It has written hello Apple star. Understand or not? Any question you can ask me, guys. Anything if you want to show once again, also I can show. So you have to understand. Activate the integration. So after activate the integration, so at the same time, you can see the activity stream. But you want to come back and see the activity stream, where you will see where you will see. So there is a section called observability. But you want to come back and see the activity stream, and where you will see there is a section called observability section. In the observability section, so go to observability section, integration, observability, integrations, observability integrations. Click on this one. Click on. So this first name, it is printing Apple star, right? So why it is printing Apple star? You remember when we develop the integration, we have mentioned as tracking identifier or business identifier as first name, right? So that is the reason it is showing like this. Click on this. Here you will see the activity stream. So what is the purpose of activity stream? So the integration, whatever we have configured, right, development. So what is the purpose of this flow? What values you have passed, and what mapping it has done, and what it has written. That information you can see in the activity stream. So any question, anything, you can feel free to ask me, guys. Production activity stream payload. How many days? 32 days. Audit. How many days? Interview question.
8.
Debug,
8 days, debug 24 hours.
24 hours. So when we do the development time, you can make when you run the integration every time, you can mention the activity stream in the debug mode. So when you are migrating your integration to UAT instance, okay, then you can mention the audit. So when you migrate the integration to production, so it will be 32 days. Hmm? Applications. You will select link. You will go to the application execution. Okay. So now this is the way you can run the integration guys. But so this is we are running the integration in our integration instance, right? But normally I would like to run the integration. I would like to run the integration in the third party system. I would like to run the integration in the third party system. So what you will do normally before you give the URL to third party system. So where to test. So before you run the integration, for example, I am running the integration, right? So I'm running the integration where in the integration instance. You're running the integration, right? So what will happen when you run the integration again, second time I'm running? Again, what will happen? Run. So it will give the output right here. It will give the output. So then you can see the activity stream. But if you want to go back to the integration to do modifications, then you can go to the. So if you are closing this activity stream, so you, for example, by mistake you are closing this activity stream. So way to see that again, you have to go to observability section. Integration, you will see the two instances here. The two will be there here because 2 times we ran. If you click again, you will see the tracking identifier from sheet. First time you have been Apple Star. So this payload you can, how many days you will see? 1 day only you will see. Why? Because we have mentioned the integration activation time. We have mentioned the tracking identifier will be only tracking, integration tracking will be debug. Debug it will stay only 1 day. Again, if you want to see the flow of the integration, you click this one like this. At this moment, any navigation or anything you want to show once again, also I can show. And if you want to run the integration before you give it to the third party system, the way to check. So you remember, right, when we run the bank REST API, where we have tested the REST API. Bank REST API, where we have tested.
UI.
Hmm?
In the SOAP UI we tested.
No. So we have tested in the Postman. So how to test that REST integration in the Postman? Click on run. endpoint metadata. Copy this URL. Now go to the Postman. So now what we'll do, you click on one more collection. Integration. Any name you can give. Now you want to add the get method or post method.
Get.
Add request. So so you check. So I pasted the integration URL and I'm passing the parameter. And what is the next step we need to do? You need to mention the authorization. OAuth, basic authentication. So here you need to mention the credentials. Here's another one. I'll get the password, okay? So now what will happen is you click on JSON. So here it will give the output. Now I will ask one question to you guys here. So when we run the integration in the Postman tool, when we run the integration in the Postman, before you give it to the third party system, can this entry will be appear here or not? So for example, now in the integration observability section, how many times we ran? 2 times we ran, right? So if I run here, so it will come 3 or 2.
Three, sir.
Confident?
Yes, sir.
What about other people?
Two only because it's outside of its local system, right?
No, 3. 3 is correct answer. So why? Because anyway, the URL is coming from where? This URL coming from where? Integration only, right? So when we run the ISS job, in the SOAP UI, the entry came in the SaaS instance or not? Mohan. So when we run the
Yes.
ISS job, SOAP UI, the entry
Yes.
request area, same here also. Okay, so let's run now. So hello Krishna came. Now you will see the refresh. It will come 3 here.
Okay.
Now you will see the tracking identifier. So after you run the integration if it is working fine, but still you want to give this URL to third party system. Okay. Then before you give the third party system, make sure that you test in the Postman. Understand or not?
Vamshi, where did you get that URL? Like integration where you have copied it?
I will show you once again. So go to the project. Ah, 10.9. Copy this one. Copy this one.
Okay.
Copy this one and paste and run.
Just we want to check here because that URL was invoking properly, not before giving to third party.
Correct, correct.
That's it, right?
That's it. You don't have to do anything here. Just for
Ah.
testing.
Mm.
Just for testing. No need to test anything. No need to do any development here. Only for testing. Any confusion, guys? We have successfully done one integration, but we need to do some more changes in the integration. So before we do some more changes in the integration, so any question you can feel free to ask me. Any navigation if you miss, you can ask me. I can show once again. But don't worry, guys. We are going to show many times run the integration. Right? You will get the habit on that. Don't worry. So now what we are going to do? Okay. So if you want to modify the integration, so we have passed only one parameter, right? So now I am going to pass another parameter. I'm going to pass another parameter. So when the integration is active mode, you cannot change anything here. When the integration is active mode, you cannot change anything here. So integration will be read-only mode, view-only mode. You cannot modify anything. Once again, I'll tell you this. So when the integration is in active mode, you cannot do any changes. So when the integration is in active mode, you cannot do any changes. So when you want to modify the integration, then what you will do? Click on deactivate. Deactivate. That's not right. So now you can able to modify now. So what changes we need to do, guys? Tell me. What changes we need to do?
We need to add one more parameter.
So we need to add one more parameter. Click on it. So you mention here.
Second name, last name.
Last name. So the last name also will come here. So in the response, we need to do anything or not? Mohan? So this is the
Yes,
request we are passing.
we need to add this map. We need to map this one, and we need to add this
No,
last
I'm talking about response.
response.
The response, what we need to do?
We need to put the sample JSON for the last name.
Already there, na?
Want to put a hello, sir. I think hello, Vamshi Krishna.
Hello already defined in the mapper, na?
But
Mapper,
in
yes.
response, we are handling only one first name, na, but last name we didn't do anything. So I think last name we need to add.
I am asking a straightforward question. Do we have to do any change in the response here?
Yeah, yes.
A response, I think it's not required because anyway we are get the name only, right? I think it's not required.
Not required, correct answer. Not required. Why do we have to change Mohan? Prabhakar here. So we want to get the first name and last name concatenation, right?
Okay.
So there is no change in the response. Continue. Now, important thing I am asking you. So mapper, we need to do any changes or not?
Yes, we need to do.
Okay. So what changes we need to do, Mohan?
Uh,
Hmm?
Here we have only first name, right? We need to drag and drop this last name also.
Very good. Just drag and drop the last name. That's it. Save. That means hello prefix will come, first name data, last name data. Validate.
So here if out in is 2, out is 1 parameter, so that's why we don't need to change the response. If we in is 2, out is 2 also, then we need to change the sample one. Response one.
That is our next topic. We'll discuss that also.
Okay.
Okay. We'll discuss that also. We'll clarify your understand, guys. So we see this first name and last name. First name we added, last name also we added in the parameter, right? So it is coming like that. At this moment, if you have any question, you can ask me. Now run the integration. Save. So in the tracking identifier, now how many values are coming? In the tracking
Two.
identifier, how many values are coming currently?
2.
2 now. Only one, right?
Yeah, we mapped only one first name.
But I
Yes.
want to display last name also. Then we have to go here. Business identifiers.
Can we do more than one tracker?
Three we can add.
3.
Activate the integration now. Activate. So guys, now tell me how many parameters will come when you run the integration?
2 parameters.
Now you will see the 2 parameters. First name and last name. First name I will go around like this. Run. So what is the output will come, tell me?
Hello, Ram
Hello,
Krishna.
Vamsi
Hello,
Krishna.
Ram Krishna.
Hello, Ram Krishna.
Right. So this is the integration flow. And if you want to see the integration flow, for example, by mistake, I have closed this one. I want to see the integration flow. Then where you will see?
Observability.
Go to observability section. Go to observability section integrations. You will see 4. Okay, now first name is coming and Krishna also coming. Because in the tracking identifiers, business identifiers, we have passed the 2 tracking variables. First name coming, last name coming. Select this one. Like this. Understand or not? Okay. So guys, now what Mohan asking, right? For example, I would like to print first name in output should be first name in first. I want to divide the output into 2 columns. I want to divide the output into 2 columns. So how to implement? Anyone can tell answer? Priyadarshini, can you tell? So now output is coming only 1 column, right? Can we display in the Prabhakar, no. Anyone tell?
In the trigger in edit response, we have to give sample output as 2 lines. First name and last name.
Sample response?
We can give a 2 line, first name and last name.
Correct. So now what we will do? Deactivate this one. So we are passing the 2 parameters, but now it is now sample response. In the sample response, look at the sample response. So you can mention that. Huh? Last name. So we are passing the 2 first. So remove this mapper, full name mapper which already there. So delete this map. Delete mapping. Delete this. Target node. So now tell me guys, what is the logic we need to implement here?
First name
First
to
name
first
we
name.
have to map to first name.
What about hello?
So want to concatenate first.
So first name you can mention create target node.
Okay.
Okay. Last name I don't want any transformation. Do we have to create the target node here? Last name I don't require any transformation.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Target node required.
Not required, sir. Just drag and drop, map the last.
Understand or not? Save the changes. How to run? Activate the integration. So Raj Kumar. Now output will come in. How the output will come? 2 column or 1 column?
2 columns.
So can you tell me the output format how it will be?
So open parenthesis, first name Raj and last name Kumar.
No.
Sorry, hello Raj and last name Kumar.
Very good, Dhananjay. I think you are understanding what we are discussing. Run. Hello, Raj. Okay, I will ask one question to you guys here. So hello, Raj is there, na? I want to have some space. then is it possible or not? So where you need to write the logic? Tell me, Dhananjay.
Sir,
Here.
in the map. In the
Yeah, tell
map.
me. Okay. Deactivate. This is the way. This is the way. Whenever you want to modify, deactivate. Go to the integration. Edit. Sorry, not here. You need to go to mapper.
It.
Okay. How to write the logic here?
Yes, I want to give the space.
Space how to give?
After that, yes, they want to give the space, I think.
Use some space. Thank you. Hello. Use some
Yes,
space. Yeah. Hello and comma. Use some space. Comma. This one. Very good. This one. Save. Again activate. Run. 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 What will happen? Space coming or not?
Yes, sir.
So now how many times in observability section? How many times it came? How many times?
6.
6.
Go to observability section. Integrations. 6 times, correct. For example, I want to remove the in business identifiers. I want to remove this option. So where to remove? Can you tell Ashok? I want to remove this business identifiers here. So where to remove this business identifiers here? I'm asking Ashok.
Oh, sir.
Abdul Rahman, can you tell? In the integration, where to remove this option?
No, sir.
Bhavana? Nanika, can you tell? I would like to remove this business identifier option here. Likita, can you tell?
I guess, I mean, for the particular row, there is 3 dots. So I'm not sure about it, but beside view option, there is 3 dots. So when we click on that, maybe we should delete that particular identifier. You're asking about the business identifier, sir?
Yeah, we added first name, right? After that, I added one more in the business identifiers. Where to remove? I am asking navigation. So this name, this business identifiers, I want to remove from the integration run. Where to remove that? I am asking. Can you
We
tell me
need to
that?
remove it in parameters like section, sir. We need to go back to the, yeah,
So where to go? Go to the projects.
projects. Yeah, edit. Yeah.
Deactivate. Tell me where to do that.
in map?
No, not mapper.
There is a I symbol beside settings.
No. So here there is a business
The
identifier.
error section there.
So there is a business identifiers. So you clear that one. Clear. That's it. So activate. So that is the reason I'm telling you, first integration it is simple only, but you should if you do one integration, whatever I am showing the steps, you will get the habit on that navigation, observability, instances, where you will see the payload, where you will do the modification, how you can deactivate, how you can activate. Okay, the general you will get the familiar with this integration. To activate now, how to run? Tell me. How to run?
So 3 dots.
Here in 3 dots.
After the active button, there is a run. 2 dots and we'll
Run. So now in the activity stream, okay, let's go this one. In the observability activity stream, last name identifier will come or not?
No, sir, it won't come.
Why?
Because we deleted that business identity.
Correct answer. 7th, we will not see the business identifiers because we have removed that. So that's all for today class. So I am requesting you everyone guys, first integration it will be little tough only, but why? Because we have discussed